Hello friends, welcome back to the next video of DevOps project. So in this one, we will be talking about the complex resource management. As of now, in the previous video, we talked about how to create S3 bucket, how to create EC2 instance, how to create a security group. But in real projects, you may have to deal with hundreds of resources. You may have to create hundreds of servers. You may have to create 10, 20 SNS topics. You may need 20 lambdas. In that case, declaring those hundreds of resources into a single template is very error prone. Because if there is any single error, your entire template will not run. And I will give you another example. Suppose you are planning to create 100 resources as part of one template, and after creation of 80 resource, your 81st resource failed. Somehow, some issue was there. You know what will happen? CloudFormation will revert those 80 resources. That means it will delete those 80 resources. That's not good, right? 80 resources were created, and because of small mistake, now 80 resource will be deleted. That's not good. So whenever you have to deal with large amount of resources, you can classify them into different categories and you can create nested stacks. To make it simple, I would say there is a entire country and there is a central government, and to make it easy and to make the governance more effective, every state has their own government. Although there is a coordination between central government and the state government, right? State government works under central government. Same concept is there in CloudFormation. So there is a root stack and there are nested stacks. Root stack is a bigger thing like a parent, and nested stack are the child stack. Root stack will be controlling the child stack, and every child can be holding some resources. What we will do is, you can do like all the IAM rules you can put into one nested stack. All the EC2 instance you can create into another nested stack. All the Lambda functions you can put into one nested stack. So basically you are managing your infrastructure using CloudFormation, but in a more classified way, not like everything is a part of one stack. Okay, so let's have a look at our root stack and nested stack. Just give me a moment. I will show you that. Okay, so I will go to my notepad and I will show you root stack first. So this is my root stack, as you can see here, and it has two resources. Now you will surprise that my earlier stack, the resources were actual AWS resource like EC2 instance or S3 bucket. But in this case, the sources are nothing but my nested stack. You can see the type, AWS CloudFormation stack. So stack is a resource, or in simple words, I would say this parent, or you can say root stack, has further child stack. In AWS terminology, these are known as nested stacks. So my first nested stack for IAM and another nested stack for Lambda. Now what this stacks contains, that I will show you separately. But as of now, you can see that template URL. You have to upload the nested stack template into S3 bucket, because at runtime it will pick from there. So you can see the path S3 Amazon AWS.com, then nearest-987. That's my bucket name. You can create with any name. Inside that CFN code is the directory, or you can say folder. Inside that nested underscore stack underscore template underscore im.yaml. I will upload this stack into this bucket. It's not yet uploaded. But before that, let's have a look. So for IAM, we have one nested stack, and for Lambda, we have another nested stack. We'll go through both. So we'll be coming to this one, and you can see, as we have already gone through one sample CloudFormation template, I think now you are comfortable to understand. So there is a description. You can see this test, not tested. Let's make it test stack for creating IAM rules. And in this one, I am creating two IAM role. You can see this one, my IAM role 1, and the name is EC2-IAM role 1. And similarly, there is another IAM role 2, and the name is EC2 IAM role 2. So two roles I am creating. And as you know that roles has no meaning if there is no policy associated with this. So I need to create one policy as well, which I am creating here. S3 IAM policy. And this policy is associated with, you can see that, two roles, my IAM role 1 and my IAM role 2. You can do that. You can create one policy and associate with multiple roles. That's possible. If your both role has different requirement, you may create two different policy altogether different, and you can attach one policy to one IAM role and another policy to another IAM. Okay, so this policy is providing three permissions: get object, put object, and list bucket to any bucket of your choice. So I will put some bucket. Recently we created one bucket, right? I will copy that. What was the name? My test bucket CFN. I will copy this. Control C. Okay, and I will change into IAM. I will change it here. So basically, this IAM policy is providing you few permissions to this particular bucket. What happened? Give me a moment. I think it was not copied properly. Okay. So basically what this template should do, it will create two IAM roles. But this template we will not run manually. We will be running only root stack, and root stack internally will be executing the nested stack. So from a user point of view, it's quite easy because ultimately you have to manage only one template. Whether you are updating it, you are creating it, or you're deleting it, you have to update only one root stack. Internally, it will be passing the information, passing the instruction to the nested stack. You can see one more thing: S3 access policy name. This is a parameter and the type is string, but there is no value. If you compare with our first template, I declared EC2 instance type, AMI ID, and team name, and I provided some value, right? But now in the nested stack, I am not providing any value. Why? Because I can pass that value from root stack. I will pass to the root stack, and root stack will pass that value to this nested stack. I will show you how it runs. Okay. So this is about nested stack for IAM, and similarly we'll talk about nested stack for Lambda. I hope you are aware about Lambda function. Lambda is a serverless compute service from AWS, which can launch a server at runtime as and when required. And as soon as your process is complete, as soon as your job execution is done, it will terminate the instance. So as part of this stack, I am creating two Lambda functions. So you can see here, I'm passing two names: Lambda function name one name and Lambda function two name. And again, you can see I'm not passing any name here because I will be passing these names from the root stack. Okay. So this is my Lambda function one. The type is AWS Lambda and then function, as you can see here. This is my Lambda function name, which is coming from the parameter, and parameter is coming from the root stack. Okay. Every Lambda function has a rule. It's a mandatory thing. If you go to Google and search for this, you will come to know that role is an important property, and it's an, you can say, mandatory property for Lambda function. So I have provided one. I have already created a role that was created as part of my data pipeline project. So the same rule I am using here. Handler is nothing but your Python file function name. So index.handler is there. And to keep it simple, I have put some hard-coded code here. You can see that. This is my Python code that will be nothing but my Lambda function code. And runtime is Python 3.8. Okay. Similarly, I am creating one more Lambda. I am providing a name. I am providing a role. I am providing a code, and runtime is again Python 3.8. Okay. I hope you are aware about the concept of root and nested stack. We have one root and two nested stacks. It's time to execute them. So let me open the AWS console and we'll do it practically. Okay. So what I will do is I will go to my CloudFormation and I will click on create stack and with new resources. Okay. So template is ready. Yes, that's correct. Template is ready, and upload a template file because that's not available in my S3. And before that, very good thing, I need to upload those templates as well. So I'm going to that bucket nearest 987, which I created specifically for this CloudFormation purpose. So I will click this. There is a folder CFN code. We'll open that, and you can see that these files are already copied here, but I will delete them because I think we made some changes, right? So I will delete these and will upload this file again. Okay. Okay, that's good. The file has been deleted. I will click on upload, will select the file from my local system. So I will upload these nested stacks to my Google Drive, and I will provide the description in the, I will provide the link in the video description and you can use them. Okay. So I am uploading these files to my S3 bucket, and now we should be good to execute our root stack. Okay. So what I will do is I will go to stack, upload a file. So the root stack I haven't uploaded into my S3 bucket. I am directly using from my local, but it's up to you. In case you want to use the root stack from S3 bucket, even that can be done. Okay, so click on next. We'll provide some meaningful name to the root stack. So I would say root stack Neeraj, and clicking on next, I will choose that role and click on next. You can check these boxes in case it's asking, and finally you will click on submit. So you must notice one thing: I did not do anything for the nested stack apart from uploading them into S3. I am not creating any separate stack for nested one, right? But stack, I mean CloudFormation will create one root stack and it will automatically create the nested stack for you. And those nested stack internally will be creating the sources for you. So we're expecting that these nested stacks should create two IAM role, one IAM policy, and two Lambda functions. Okay. So we will wait for the execution and then we should be good. Okay. So I hope you are getting the concept, like how easy it is to maintain the infrastructure on the cloud. Because as part of DevOps engineer, you may have to replicate few things on daily basis. Sometime in order to avoid the cost, right? Every day we will launch some server and at the end of the day we will terminate them. Because creating and terminating is very easy with CloudFormation. Okay, so let's check it out again if that has been completed or not. So I will, okay, it's going on. You can see that. So in the meantime, what I will do is I will open Lambda so that we can check whether Lambda functions are actually created or not. So I am opening the Lambda page. Okay, I think something is wrong. Let me, okay, let me refresh this. Seems like some network problem. That's why it's not able to load the up-to-date status of the stack. So I'm refreshing it and we'll see. Okay, so it is complete, I think. So if I will click on stack info, you can see that create complete. Okay. If you will click on resource, right, for the root stack, the resources are nothing but your nested stack. And for nested stack, the resources are nothing but your actual AWS resource. So under resources, you can see that there are two nested stacks. You can see the type also. You can see the type from here. The type is nothing but stack. And if you want to see the detail for IAM, click on this. It will be opening into a new tab. And similarly, I will check the Lambda nested stacks as well. Okay. And now under these two nested stack, we can check the resources. So I will click on resources and you can see that there are two Lambda functions, my Lambda function 1 and my Lambda function 2. That's good. And if I check the IAM one, you should find three resources, two IAM role and one policy. It's there. EC2 IAM role 1, EC2 IAM role 2, and there is a policy as well. Okay. So now what I will do is, if you want, I can quickly open Lambda and I can show you whether these two Lambda has been successfully created or not. You can see that the last two, my Lambda function 1 and my Lambda function 2, and you can see that runtime is Python 3.8, and these were created 4 minutes ago as part of your CloudFormation. Okay. So this is all about how to create root stack and nested stack. So resource management includes updating of the resource and creation of resource. Along with that, it will contain one more thing, that is deletion of the resource. Suppose your project is over and now you want to terminate all the resources. So what should I do? Shall I go individually to EC2 in console and then delete the server, then go to Lambda, delete the Lambda? No, that's not required. Your CloudFormation is smart enough, it can delete all of your sources within few seconds. If you delete the stack, behind the scene, it will delete all of your resources. That's very simple. But one more important point here. Sometime you may be interested to delete the stack, but any specific, any miscellaneous, any special uh, resource you want to keep. For example, S3 bucket. Suppose your S3 bucket contains a lot of data and you are saying that if you want to delete the stack, go ahead, do it. Delete all of the resources. I have no concern, but please retain my S3 bucket. I don't want to delete my S3 bucket. In that case, there is a concept of retention policy that I will show you now. Okay. So I will show in the notepad. Okay. So I will go to our first stack and there was a commented line. I will uncomment this. You can see this. Deletion policy. When you put deletion policy retain, that means you are explicitly telling CloudFormation that even if this entire stack is deleted, still please keep my bucket. Please don't delete my bucket. Okay. So let's do one thing. I will delete this entire my bucket too. I will show you the normal delete scenario first. Okay. And after I will show you the deletion of my this first bucket. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I have removed the section for my S3 bucket 2. So that bucket should be automatically deleted if I will update my stack, right? So let me go to my AWS console so that you can see that. Okay. So first of all, I will find that stack. What was the name? Something like first stack or something we did, right? My first CFN stack. It's there, right? So what I will do is I don't want to update. This time I want to delete. Right now you can see that there are two resources. I mean, total three resource. Security group, one bucket, two bucket. And this section I have removed from my template. So if I will update this, first I will try to update. Replace template, upload a new template, and what I will do is I will upload my up-to-date template and will click on next. So after execution of this stack, I'm expecting that your bucket 2, right, that will be deleted. And after that, I will try to delete bucket 1 as well, but that will not be deleted. That's the difference I wanted to show you. So let's wait for a few seconds. It will take few seconds, not much time. I think it's done. You can see that update complete. Let's go to resources and you will find only two resources. You can see that my S3 bucket 2 has been deleted. But now what I will do is I will delete this entire stack. As per the expectation, it should delete every resource, security group, bucket, everything. But for the bucket, I have specifically mentioned that please maintain my bucket. Please don't delete my bucket. So I will click on delete and you can see this one. Deleting this stack will delete all stack resources. Resources will be deleted according to their deletion policy. That's the key. That's the point. If the deletion policy is set as retain, that will be retained. If it's not set as retained, by default behavior is it will be deleted. So I will click on delete and we'll wait for a few seconds. and you will notice that this stack will be entirely deleted, but your bucket will be still retained. Okay, so we'll click on stack info and you can see that delete is complete. So if we go to S3, you can see that my test bucket cfn2 has been deleted, but my test bucket cfn is still maintained. Even if you will check the root stack, you will not find it. I mean, if you will check this stack, right, what was the name first, you can see that no matches, there is no stack, because there was a stack which you have successfully deleted. Okay, now similarly we can try deleting our root stack, and you just need to think about root stack. Nested stack will be automatically deleted, you don't have to delete them explicitly. So I will click on delete, and that's all. So behind the scene, it will delete your nested stack, and nested stack will be deleting your AWS resources. So those two IAM roles, one S3 policy, and two Lambda functions will be deleted. Okay. So we will verify that before we close this. So you can go back to Lambda and let's quickly check. So you will notice that those two functions which were having some names like lambda function 1 and lambda function 2, those have been deleted. These two lambda functions were created previously for some other purpose, for my data engineering data pipeline project. But whatever lambda function which we created today as part of our root and nested stack, those have been successfully deleted. Okay. So this is all about our DevOps project. I hope you learn a lot of things today. And once you do it practically on your AWS trial account, you will gain even more confidence. So try to do all this scenario like resource creation, resource updation, resource deletion, deletion with retain policy, retention policy, deletion policy as retain, so that you can check whether it will delete your resource or it will keep that resources for you. So this is all about this video. Thanks for watching. And in case you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any upcoming project video or any other type of technical video on cloud. So thanks for watching. Thank you.